Hey YouTube, sorry for no video yesterday, but I was feeling really crappy yesterday. But yesterday I was looking on my Facebook and one of the comments on one of my videos on my Facebook, somebody had asked a really good question of how do I cope with my disability? And to be perfectly honest, um, there are certain times in certain situations that I don't know how to answer that question until I'm right there in that moment, and I can sit there and I can look at the moment and I can figure it out. But as far as the physical aspect of it, I just deal with it day by day. Um, you know, the mental aspect of it, it's the mental aspect of coping with my disability is not really that much of an issue with me. Um, because I was born with my disability, I really don't know anything else. And for that aspect, I'm really grateful because there's a lot of people out there that are disabled who weren't born with a disability, who feel like they've lost everything, who feel like there's no hope. And I am very, very fortunate to, have not felt that way because I've been born with my disability. Um, but for those of you who have, there are support programs. There's just right off the top of my head, there's a program called UCP. It stands for United Cerebral Palsy. Now they don't just deal with people with cerebral palsy. They deal with other disabilities as well. Um, For those of you veterans who are now disabled, you might try talking to the VA or, um, Wounded Warriors Project or something of that nature. I'm not very versed in those types of programs, but I can start doing research if you guys would like. Um, but in certain situations, like when we first moved into this apartment, it it's not 100% handicapped accessible. It's a very, very large apartment. It's about, 1,400 square feet. But it's not very handicapped accessible. It's got a regular bathtub. The counters and cupboards are normal size, or normal height, rather, excuse me. Um, but, you know, my significant other and I learned to adapt. And for example, to turn the knobs on the stove because she can't quite reach because she's significantly shorter than I am, and my chair is a little bit too large for me to cook in the kitchen. She uses a pair of very long cooking tongs. And as far as the bathtub, I use an extended bench shower chair, and I just transfer from my power chair to the shower chair, and that's how I shower. Um, Now, as far as situations when I'm out in public where things aren't accessible, I'm I'm a little more limited. You know, occasionally you'll get a business owner that's willing to accommodate and move stuff around, but not very often. You know, um, I've actually found people, believe it or not, very accommodating on Craigslist. You know, um, when I've gotten stuff off of Craigslist, I'll talk to them and I'll tell them, I know you wanted people to pick a certain item up or whatever, but my wife and I are disabled and we can't do that, and they'll be willing to pick it up. I mean, I may have to add a little bit more for gas onto the price, but and as far as physically coping with my disability, people say that cerebral palsy is not a progressive disability, and I'm sorry for the foul language, but I'm living proof that is bullshit. I'm in constant pain on a daily basis. Now, I am aware that I'm a very, very heavy person, and a lot of that has to do with my diet and stuff like that, and I understand that, and I'm fully aware of that, but my pain started before I started getting heavy. I started getting heavy because of my pain, because I couldn't move around as much as I used to be able to, so I started eating out of depression, which is not a good thing to do. It's a bad coping skill, and now I'm paying for it. It's nobody's fault but my own that I'm heavy. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm working on it, because if I were truly working on it, I'd be adjusting my diet and stuff like that. But I'm really not, because I'm kind of at the point that until I can get myself into a long-term physical rehab, which that I am working on with my doctors and with Medicaid, there's not much I can do, and you guys might be a little bit craggy for this, but I it's just something that on my own I would really tend to revert back to what I'm doing. So rather than step forward, get depressed because I've fallen backwards and stuff like that, I'm gonna wait until I have the help to start making the changes. I'm not saying that I don't want to make the changes. I'm waiting till I have the help. That's two completely different things here, people. But as far as coping with things like Medicaid, and that ain't easy. I'm glad I have my father around who is very, very handy. He just replaced the front wheel on my chair, which the bearing went bad because we're still waiting on a response from Medicaid about whether or not they're gonna let me replace my chair. But he just replaced the front wheel from something he picked up from Harbor Freight. He's very ingenuitive, but yeah, that's really all I've got for coping right at the moment. As soon as I get some help, I'm gonna shoot. I guess you would call it a sequel to this video, because I actually want to show you kind of what I do on a daily basis, but I need to get like an actual camcorder to do that. And that's probably going to be I don't know when that's going to be. Like I said, I have to get the camcorder, but it's going to be a significant video time-wise. So it's probably going to be anywhere from half hour to 45 minutes long. But, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.